At the end of 3 DC round, place your last DC in the very first incomplete set of stitches, and here we are going to slip stitch and join in a little different way. We are not going to slip stitch to the top 2 loops, but we are going to pick up the slant loop and the front loop. Slip stitch and join. So when we do this slip stitch, this method joining, the 2 chains that we did, that gets hidden behind. You will see only these 3 DCs. It's a small trick. Slip stitch to the next stitch, slip stitch to the chain space. So for this particular round, 7th round, if I am correct, for the 7th round, you can begin the stitches with either chain 4 or pull up the loop to the height of a DC, twist and make the standing twisted double. Chain 2. You need to begin with chain 5. You require the chains, 3 chains as a DC. 1 more DC in the same chain space. Now skip the 3 DCs, place 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, all under the same chain space. A double crochet, chain 2, a double crochet under the chain space. So place this stitch repeat under every chain space of round 6, complete and get back. So we are working a DC, chain 2, a DC under every chain space. At the end of round 7, slip stitch and join to the very first stitch, the normal way. Now slip stitch to the next chain space. We are going to place 3 double crochets in this space. So you may either begin with 3 chains or a twisted double, standing twisted double. So number 1, second one, and the third one. Now is the trick that we are going to play. In between these 2 DCs, we are going to place 1 half double. Again, between the set of DCs separated by chain 2 spaces, we are going to place 3 double crochets. Again, between the last double crochet of this chain space and the first double crochet of the next chain space, we are going to place 1 half double. Then under chain 2 space, 3 doubles. This is the stitch repeat for this particular round, round 8, half double. Three doubles. So continue the stitch pattern till the end of this round. I shall meet you at the place where I began my very first stitch for this round. Continue, complete and get back. At the end of round 8, place the last half double crochet, slip stitch to the very first stitch that we made, or the third chain of the chains if you've done chains, slip stitch to the next stitch DC. Now chain 1 and place a single crochet in the same stitch. Alternatively, having joined with a slip stitch to the very first stitch here. You can do the invisible slip stitch onto the next. Pull up the chain 1. Now you place a single crochet on the same stitch. Next, place 1 double, chain 2, 1 double between the DC and the HDC. Between the DC and the HDC. 1 double, chain 2, 1 double. Then place a single crochet in the middle DC, second DC of the 3 DC group. Again, between the DC and the HDC, 1 double, chain 2, 1 double. Single crochet on top of the second DC of 3 DC group. 1 double, chain 2, 1 double. Between the third DC and the HDC. And 1 single crochet on top of the middle DC. This is a stitch repeat, continue. So every space between the, that is in between the last DC and the HDC, you are going to place DC, chain 2 DC, and then place a single crochet in the middle DC of 3 DC group. So continue the stitch pattern all around. I shall complete this round and get back. At the end of this round, slip stitch and join to the very first stitch, that is the single crochet. Now slip stitch to the chain 2 space. In every chain 2 space, we are going to place 5 double crochets for this round, next round. So you may either begin with chain 3 or a standing twisted double like me. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now skip the DC, SC and DC into the next chain space, place 5 doubles. Next, skip to the next chain 2 space, place 5 doubles. Three done, 4 and 5. Continue placing 5 double crochets under every chain 2 space, complete the round and get back. At the end of round 10, that is the 5 DC round, slip stitch and join to the very first DC. Make the invisible join. Place a half double crochet on top of the very first stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next, 3, 4 and 5. So we are placing 1 half double each on each of the double crochets. Now we're going to make a front post table around the post of the single crochet 2 rows below. Yarn over twice. Continue 1 half double each on each of the double crochets of the previous round. Again a front post treble over the post of the single crochet that we worked 2 rounds below. One DC each on each of the doubles, front post treble over the post of the single crochet 2 rounds below, again half double each on each of the DCs, and front post treble over around the post of single crochet 2 rounds below. So 1 to the third round here. Continue the stitch repeat, complete and get back. At the end of round 11, that is the half DC row or HDC row, HDC and front post treble row, slip stitched and joined to the very first stitch here. Make a chain and make 1 half double crochet each on each of the half doubles. Now 1 front post treble over the post of the front post treble. Again 1 half double each on each of the half doubles. One front post treble around the post of the front post treble. So continue the stitch repeat, 1 HDC each on each of these HDCs and 1 front post treble over the post of the front post treble. So continue the round, complete and get back. I shall make ones and show 1 HDC each on each of the HDCs of the previous round, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 1 front post treble around the post of the FP TR. So continue, complete and get back. At the end of round 12, I have placed my last front post treble, slip stitch and join to the very first stitch here, the invisible join, chain 1, it's not counted as any stitch. Now place 1 single crochet on the very first stitch, one single crochet in each of the stitches till you reach the post stitch, 1 each. So you're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over the post of the front post treble make a front post single. Again, one single each on each of the half doubles. So we are not increasing or decreasing any stitch in this round. This won't affect the round. So one more time, one single each on each of the stitches, each of the HTCs. So they are 5 in number. And one front post single crochet over the post of the front post treble. So continue, complete and get back. At the end of the 13th round and the final round for the front side, we have 144 stitches including the post stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 6. 6 into 24. So that is 144 stitches. Similarly, we have to make the other side, but for the other side we are not following the same pattern. We are following a different pattern for that, and we should see that the last row of the other side also has 144 stitches. Accordingly, we will make the pattern for the other side. It's a simple pattern. It's a DC and a front post double crochet round which increases row after row in multiples of 12. Let's go into the video for that.